Welcome to the conclusion of Peiper's drive through Belgium. Now, we are on to the final game, and it is a tank war game. This is the table setup. There are 4 objectives that have been placed as determined by a random D6 roll. We're playing the scenario that's in the tank war rulebook on page, I think it was 20 off the top of my head. Yeah, there's the table. Let's come and have a look at the forces. We'll start off by looking at Peiper's kampfgruppe.
So, starting off with Joachim Peiper's personal panther, level with awesome paint job done by my boy Ash. Then we got our Panzer IV with the skirts and armor skirts on the sides. Scherzen, my bad. a Stug 3, which excuse the build. Me and Ash were not responsible for this. It looked better in the pictures, I swear. We got our Hanomag, our command vehicle, towing the Pack 40, as well as holding the Panzerstreck team in the transport. And finally, the big cat. We've got the Tiger 2, the King Tiger. 7 auto dice.
Facing Joachim's Kampfgruppe is, well, what's left of the 9th Armoured Division after his previous wins. So, excuse the unpainted tanks. I desperately tried to get them all done for the game, but it just didn't happen. So, starting off over here, we have an engineer squad, 2 submachine guns, 2 BARs, a bunch of rifles. They're in an M3 scout car. Then we have an Air Force forward observer and a Bazooka Team in a Jeep. Then in the Beep, which has a 30 cal, we have another engineers team. I was expecting more infantry to come alongside Peiper's Kampfgruppe, but that hasn't seemed to have been the case. We did write our lists in secret from each other before this game. 2 M5 Stewarts. They have Recce. They've got a... no, they don't have Recce. That's right. The M3 can get it, not the M5. We got light AT guns, coaxial MMGs, a Hull MMG, and the painted one has a Cullen hedgerow cutter. Then we have the main contingency, the Sherman platoon. We have 176mm Sherman, 175mm Sherman, and 1 jumbo Sherman. They're all M4, well, they're supposed to be all M4A3s by the rules, but we have an M4A1, an M4A2, and an M4A3. Yeah, so none of them have the easy fire rule that Belton Cooper loves so much. There's the 9th Armoured Division. Alright, so the first 2 dice out the bag were American. They were down orders to my reserves, which is the engineers and the scout car. But I've got the next dice, so I'm going to bring on the unit in my army that's least likely to do damage, the M5 Stewart. He's coming on, and I just don't know what to do. There's not a lot of cover on my side of the field. I've drawn a short straw in terms of field. I think I'm just going to execute a run order. That's 18 inches. And that'll just get me right up behind this house where I can't even be seen. So just keep that Stewart nice and safe. Next dice. American. I've brought on the other Stewart. He's also hidden, so he can't be seen. They're going to stick together, I think. Next dice, again American, so I'm just bringing on the Jeep. He's got inside a Bazooka Team and a forward observer. Alright, next dice, again American. The Bazooka is jumping out of the Jeep. Next dice. Next dice, American, and the Air Force observer has now jumped out of the Jeep. Next American dice, and it's going to the Beep, which is just going to come... oops, I knocked the table. Which is just going to come over here behind the forest. Next dice. Next dice out is German, and here comes a Stug. What's it going to do?
Stug coming on with an advance order. Looking down that's the Beep, correct?
No, that's just the regular Jeep. This is the Beep over here.
Yeah. Forgot the order of events. Yeah, he's going to stare him down, and he's going to fire right at him.
Does he know his gun's upside down?
He does. Apparently it makes it shoot further.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know, this is a German experiment.
Oh, because if the gun's upside down, gravity affects it differently.
Of course.
Yeah.
What was the distance on the...
72 inches on your gun.
Okay, you're almost certainly in half range.
I'd be surprised if I wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, brilliant. 3, you moved, makes it a 4. I don't think I can claim light cover from that. Yeah. All right, 4 to hit.
Hits.
All right, and anything but a 1. Yep.
Oh wait, yeah, that's the pen. And now it's just a pin.
It is? Oh, I think, hold on. Because we've gotten this rule wrong before with soft skin vehicles. Let's check it. All right, so we checked the rule book. We can't seem to find what we think we're looking for. Please tell us in the comments if we're getting this wrong. But it appears that it's just massive damage, so you're going to roll a second result on the damage table.
First one's pins, and then second
is destroyed. Yeah, so hopefully we got that rule right. If we didn't, doesn't matter anyway, because it's destroyed. Next dice. All right, next dice out is the Americans, and the Jumbo has moved onto the table. He's just in half range of the Stewart. We can check before we film. Yeah, 30 inches out. He's got a gyro stabilizer, so we're just looking for a 3 to hit. Can we redo that one?
No. Next dice.
Next dice. All right. Next dice is American. Is that in half?
Sure is.
Sure is. Brilliant. So the next Sherman's come on with its 75mm cannon. We're leaving the 76 to last. He's going to take a shot at the Stewart, looking again for a 3 to hit with his gyro stabilizer. Someone has tainted the Sherman's ammo supply. Next dice. Next dice out is German, and the Königstigger has rolled up down the road. There he is. All right, what's he going to do?
Well, firstly, the Hull MG, because of the bolt action rules, any point of the front, I can see part of the base, therefore I can see him. He's getting heavy cover, but I'm going to have a shot with the Hull MG. It's 6 shots.
Yep.
Moved, heavy cover, looking for 6s.
And small man team looking
and
for
small
7s.
Man team, 7s. Good pickup. Won't have a chance.
No.
And then...
Just forget about the main cannon. That's okay.
No. Super heavy anti-tank cannon right at old mate sitting there on the road.
Yep, in the Jumbo.
Yeah, this one will be hitting on 4s.
Yes. I think that's cocked.
You thought wrong.
I did. All right, you've hit. Can you penetrate though?
Excellent
Penetration
question.
7, front armor 10.
Yep, so glancing on 3s,
yep.
On 4, 5, 6. Glance.
It's a glancing hit. 3 minus 3 is just extra pins. All right, sweet. We'll get some pin markers and then we'll pull the next dice. Next dice is American, and the infantry squad has jumped out the beep and is now holding this objective. Next dice. All right, the next dice is the last American dice, so the Germans are going to have a whole turn after this. But the 76mm Sherman has come on. He's come over here so that he can try and get some side shots on the King Tiger. Unfortunately for him, it's put him outside half range, so it's basically the same as hitting the front. So I could have just stayed over there with the other Shermans, but that's okay. We're looking for a 4 to hit because I have a gyro stabilizer, but I'm outside a half. I've hit. Thankfully, a Sherman that can do something. I'm going to be glancing on a 5 because plus 6 penetration against 10 side armor, but with a -1 to my pen because of long range. Means I'm glancing on 5.
Oh, you're joking.
Glancing shot against the King Tiger. Can I roll a 6 here and set it on fire? That'd be based. No. Just
Pins.
extra pins. So 2 pins for the King Tiger. And the rest of the dice will be German.
Alright, so Panzer IV coming on. Attempted to get it out of the front arc so I could hit side arm, but was unsuccessful. So yeah, we'll just be hitting on pause because I'm in half range and just moved.
You're getting the same ammo troubles that I had last time.
Shucks.
The next dice is yours, so what's it going to be?
Well, quick note, one of my dice is a down order.
Ah, yes, because you have
Panther.
your Panther here in reserve.
Yeah, which I'm gonna leave that one in the dice bag.
Yeah.
So, Hanomag has moved onto the table with an advance order, and it's going to take a shot at that Sherman right there.
This one?
Yep.
75 mil Sherman.
Yeah, the range is 48.
8.
Yep.
I think you're in full range.
We're definitely in full range.
Half range
Our
24.
half range is a very different story.
Yeah, you're out.
So
3 you moved, 4.
Half out of half, 5.
5.
Yep.
You rolled a 2, you missed.
Dismounting the pack 40.
Yep.
Over to here, and then the Panzerstreck team running out of the vehicle. I chose a run instead of an advance and realized, oh crap, I can't run into a forest. So
You're just in front of the forest.
God help those two boys.
Because no one else will. I think that's the end of turn 1.
It sure is.
All dice back in the bag. Alright, first dice out the bag is American, and the Air Force Observer has called in an airstrike on the King Tiger. Next dice.
Next order dice is German. Königstiger, gonna fire again, hoping for the same thing. However, have an order test to pass.
How many pins?
2 pins, so 10 minus 2, looking for an 8. And I will get 8,
Brilliant.
exactly.
So you're down to 1 pin.
Once again, Hull MG at him.
Yep. And you're targeting the Jumbotron?
Yeah, Jumbo Boy.
Right.
With the big boy gun. 7s on him.
Yeah,
once
still your
again.
7s.
We will not have a chance once again.
So 3 to hit him becomes 4 because of your pin.
Yeah.
That's definitely
I'm not
cocked.
gonna check
Yeah,
that, I'm
there's
not
no
sure.
need to check.
Oh,
You've hit.
still hit.
Brilliant. Armor 10, pen 7, 3 to glance.
You've
Bounced, but I'll take a pin.
That thing was designed very well.
It was. Next dice. Next dice out is American, and one of the Stewarts has just kind of flipped himself around. It's like a 2-inch movement. He's got a gyro stabilizer anyway, so he's not worried. He's going to fire an anti-tank shell into the Panzerfaust team there.
Mm-hmm. What's the current roll before I make a decision?
It'll be a 3 to hit.
3. Oh yeah, definitely down remembering that.
Oh no, it'll be a 4, sorry, because small man team.
Yep, still don't like those odds.
Cool, so it'll make it a 6 for me to hit then. Which I do.
Oh my goodness.
Brilliant. And I'm firing an armor-piercing shell, so I'm looking for anything but a 1 to kill. With a chance for the exceptional. Which I get.
Oh my goodness.
So I kill the guy with the Panzerschreck, so that's the team gone.
6s.
That is the team gone.
Joking.
Well done, Stewart. He just popped out round that corner, saw a bloke with a big stick, and killed him. Nice. Next dice. Next dice out the bag is American, and the other Stewart has popped around the building as well. He's going to pop a high explosive shell into the pack 40 over there. Definitely outside of half range. Do you want to pass me the tape measure? We'll just quickly check the full range, 48 inches. Because we should have actually checked that instead of just assuming. Although I think we're looking good.
Yeah, we're very good. That's the whole table.
Brilliant.
That's the length of the table.
Oh, it is 2. Yeah. Cool. So, 3, half range 4. Gyro stabilizer, so I don't care about movement. So yeah, 3, 4 to hit. Mm-hmm. Firing high explosive shell. Do you want to go down?
No.
All right, here we go. High explosive shell, looking for a 4. Missed. Next dice. Next dice goes to the 75mm Sherman, and he's gonna try his luck because he can glance the King Tiger. So, and when you glance, you have a 1 in 36 chance of destroying, I think, if my maths is correct. So let's give it a shot, yeah? 3 to hit. Hits. 6 to glance, I believe. Front armor 11. Penetration 5. Yeah, 6 to glance. Nothing. But you'll take a pen.
Will I?
I believe so, because that had the ability to damage you.
Not the ability to penetrate?
Ability to damage.
Okay.
We'll check it.
Yep.
Alright, so we checked it, and the rules say if it has the ability to cause damage, you take the pin. Now, it's very unlikely, but the Sherman can glance. On a glance, it can set it on fire. On a fire, he can fail his order test and thus be destroyed, which gives us the chance of scoring damage. If anyone in the comments thinks we've done that rule wrong, please hit us up and let us know where in the rule book to go to correct it. But yes, I mean, all this over 1 pin. But yeah, the King Tiger has another pin. Next dice.
So, pack 40. Shooting at the Stewart in half range, in its arc. He's now turned to face him. You're hitting on a 3.
Hitting on 3. He missed. La 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 la. I shouldn't gloat because that Stewart's dead. Next dice. Next dice out of the bag, Yankee, and the 76mm Sherman has decided to move up. He's targeting the Panzer IV. He's looking for a 3 to hit. He's missed. He's missed. I don't know what's up with the American ammo. Next dice. All right, next dice out the bag is American. He's going to the Jumbotron. He's going to try and move. He's got 3 pins. He's a command vehicle, so when he does his auto test, it's going to take him down to 2. In terms of what counts, because command gives you a +1 bonus. So we're looking for an 8 to do anything, which we've rolled. All right. All right. So the what's it called? The Jumbotron's moved up. He's gonna pop his Hull MG into the Pack 40, and his main cannon into the King Tiger. Would you mind measuring the distance to the Pack 40? I'm not sure if I'm in the 18-inch half range. I think that's out.
Measuring
to the breech of the gun.
To the breech of the gun. No, to the breech of the gun, you're out.
I'm out? Cool. Because the breech is where you are when you're targeting the gun, I'm pretty sure. For rules we've written.
Yeah, you're like...
Just out?
The tiniest bit out.
Brilliant. So 3s to hit, move to 4s, 2 pins, 6s, outside of half, 7s. Cool. Here we go. 7s to hit. 1 chance.
You have a chance, and you've rolled 3 6s in a row before.
I've hit.
And you'll possibly do it again.
Veteran team.
Yeah, that's...
Means with gun shield, I'm looking for a 6.
Let me double check that.
Double check it?
Actually,
I'll just pause the video while you double check.
Alright,
so regulars. Gun shield makes it 5. Hey, I killed 1. Out of the 4. But they'll take a pin, and whilst you get a pin marker, I'm going to line up on the King Tiger. So, point blank range, 2 to hit, 2 pins makes it a 4. Because I have gyro stabilizer, so no movement.
Putting that dice there to indicate 3 crew left.
Brilliant. 4 to hit the King Tiger. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I've missed there. Here we go. I missed. He missed. He missed from here, right? So he can hit those guys over there on the move, doing a drift, but then he can't, with a gyro stabilized gun, hit a tank. The biggest tank of, second biggest armored fighting vehicle of the war that's right in front of him. Next dice.
Alright, so the Stug 3 is now got a fire order. Gonna shoot that Sherman there. Range of 36, which I was certain it was in, and that has been confirmed. Light cover, 4s.
Yep.
And the Stug
Missed.
will not miss. Will miss this shot.
Yeah.
Won't go 2 for 2.
Unlucky. Next dice. Next dice out is American, and the beep has just come over here. Next dice. Next dice is American, and the infantry squad in this forest has just used an advance order to spread out as far as they possibly can. There's a lot of big template weapons coming around, and they don't want to get demolished by that. Next dice. Next American dice has come out. That's going to be a down order on the white scout car in reserve. Next dice. German. 2.
Alright, so the Panzer IV advancing up to here. Gonna take another shot at the Sherman, hitting on a 4 because of movement.
Yep.
And he will miss, much
Nice.
like the Sherman did.
They just like to miss. And the next dice out of the bag is you. Germans.
So, Hallamag moving up to here, and now we'll take a shot at the Stewart, hitting on a 4 because of movement.
Yep.
It will also miss.
Yeah, you're not having a lot of
I wish I had a dice
good
shot
results
right now.
there. The next dice out of the bag
Here, mate.
is American, so it's a down order for the squad that's in the scout car. And then the next dice, it's a 50-50. What have you got left?
Joachim.
Oh, yours is a down order. Or is he coming on? Oh, we'll find out. Here we go. It is American. So the last dice is yours, and I need to figure out what that Bazooka team is doing.
Maybe.
Next dice is American. It's going to the Zook team, and they're going to pop a bazooka straight into the front of that King Tiger. So let's see if they can. They've moved, makes their 3 a 4. They're in point blank, makes it a 3.
Yep, that's it.
All right, here we go.
Light cover question mark?
I think I can see more than half the vehicle over the top of it.
But can they shoot over the top of it?
Well, yeah, they're aiming up at the top of the
obviously.
tank.
But do the bolt action rules say that?
Yeah, I can see more than...
rather silly.
Well, the bolt action rules say more than 50%, and I can see more than 50%.
Like, I definitely back that, no doubt. Like, that pretty much only covers the tracks.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So 3 to hit. Hit! Front armor 11, penetration 6.
Glance on a 5.
Is it penetration 6? What's a bazooka?
Yeah, it's a pen 6.
Is that a Panzerstreck or a bazooka?
Oh, that could just be It depends on Faust, that's for sure.
Bazooka's a 5, so
Oh,
I'm
wow.
glancing on a 6. No. But again, I had the opportunity to damage you, so take an extra pin. And the last dice, my friend, is yours.
And it's Joachim.
Yeah, what is Joachim going to do? Alright, the Panther is going to attempt to come on the field. Order test.
Yeah, 10 minus 1 makes it a 9 to come on. And he will.
Brilliant. Where's he coming?
Come on there.
Brilliant. 2.
Right, so Joachim's Panther has moved on to here. He's going to fire both his Hull MG and his super heavy anti-tank cannon, firing an HE shell at this infantry squad here.
Yep.
We'll start with the Hull MG, which has an 18-inch half range, which... Now, where am I measuring from? Just
from the hull, yeah.
From the hull.
You're still out.
Let me just be sure I've got an accurate measurement.
Yeah, you're still out.
Yeah.
By a while.
Dang it. Alright, so outside half, moved, 5s, light cover 6s.
Yep. Two hits.
Is that actually cocked? Wow.
Yep, possibly a third.
Surprised that one was cocked and the one earlier wasn't.
Yeah.
I'd say result.
Roll the same. Looking for 5s to kill. No deaths, but they'll take a pin.
That's a pin.
I'll just put a dice to represent their pin for now, and then we'll get a pin marker later.
Super heavy anti-tank.
Yep. 3,
on a 4.
moved 4,
Light cover 5.
5.
It sure will hit.
Hits,
With
alright.
a 3-inch template, I
Yep,
believe.
I'm going to pick these trees up because that'll make your template job a lot easier.
Thank you, my friend.
Alright, 3-inch template. How many are you getting? So it's 5 under the template. You're looking for anything but 1s.
I can't get an exceptional.
Yeah, high explosive.
One guy survived.
Yeah, so 4 of them die. They'll take
Question.
2d6 pins.
2
Oh no, wait, no, sorry. I'm thinking the wrong one. They're taking D3 pins.
Which they will take
3 pins.
3 pins.
Alright, so that's 4 pins in total.
And the squad wreck.
Yep, so 4 pins in total means we need a 6 to not break. Which we're fine.
Excellent.
Cool. Let's see who we're going to remove, and then we'll move on to the next turn. Alright, so since we're both a bit unfamiliar with Airstrike rules, we're going to do the Airstrike rules. We'll read them out as we record. So this is a fun fact for anyone who doesn't know how to do Airstrikes. Alright, so once per game, a forward air observer can do a fire order. He nominates the target. Already done that. At the start of the next turn, an airplane can appear. Roll a d6 and see what type of pilot you've got. Alright, here we go. A 6 is here it comes. With a roar, the aircraft begins its attack run. Follow the next thing. Okay, so now we go on to the next chart. The next chart is, alright, roll which type of plane comes in. First of all, place a suitable token 18 inches from the intended target to represent the point where the aircraft opens fire or delivers its payload. Oh, okay, so I gotta pick a... Alright, maybe pause the recording while I pick a target. Alright, once the aircraft model or token has been placed, which it has been, if either side has any flak units, then work out if I take damage. So, I can also accidentally fire at my own aircraft, so I need to do an order test to not do that, which is my beef is the only thing that can, so he is a veteran. He's fine. He's not going to shoot his own aircraft. Would you like to shoot it down with... Do you have a pintle mount?
I don't have any pintle mounted ones, so...
The pintle mount is just decoration. It's not actually there on the King.
Yeah. Did not pay points for that.
There is no flak. We move on to the next section. Alright. If the warplane is not stopped by flak, the target unit and every unit within 6 inches of the target unit and within 6 inches of the center of the warplane model token is potentially pinned. So, I've hit the Pack 40.
Pack 40, Stug, King Tiger.
And King Tiger. Now, the King Tiger is the main target. So I'm just putting pins on the Pack 40 and the Stewart. I'm rolling D3 minus 1. I'm going to get my actual D3 for that. Instead of rolling a D6. Actual D3 acquired. So I'll roll for, oh, and just for a quick thing for the camera, the D3 has an explosion marker on it for some reason. That's a 3. It's from an old Warhammer thing. I don't actually know what Warhammer thing. But there you go.
Classic.
Yeah. So I'm looking for a D3 minus 1. So whatever I roll minus 1 as pins on each of the units.
Both of them?
And the King Tiger as well. So we'll start with the Pack 40. Pack 40 takes 1 pin.
Yep.
Stug takes, I think that's, is it 0? I think it's 0.
Yeah, minus 0. D3 minus 1, yeah.
1, but is it a minimum of 1? I don't know. And then King Tiger.
It's cocked.
He'll also take none. Okay, once pinning has been worked out, roll out a D6 to determine which type of plane is coming in. 4. A 4 is a fighter bomber. The target takes D2 additional pin markers. Alright, here we go. D2 additional. That's a
1 additional.
1. Yep, so 1 additional pin. Place a 3-inch high explosive template on the target unit the same way as high explosive and resolve hits with a +3 pen. Armored vehicle to hit on the top armor. So your top armor is 10.
Yep.
+3 puts me to 7. So I can't damage you, so you don't take any of those pins from that airstrike on the King Tiger. And that's the airstrike.
All right.
Brilliant. First dice out of the bag is American. The M5 Stewart here has positioned himself so he's back in a little bit of cover there. And now we're going to take 2 shots of the light AT gun into the Hunnelmark, and hopefully, I think I might not have the angle. Yeah, I don't have the angle on the medium machine gun, unfortunately. So I've just missed being able to shoot that out at them. So, 3 to hit with the medium, with the light AT gun, because I've got my gyro stabilizer. Looking for a 3. Hits.
Shucks.
Penetration 4, front armor 7, 3 to glance.
Yep, that checks out.
Penetration. Here we go. 2.
Immobilized.
Brilliant. Next dice. Alright, next dice out is American, and advance order on the other Stewart. He's moved up, got himself into a much nicer position, and is going to take a shot at the Panzer 4. We're in half range. Good thing I moved. I wouldn't have been had I done a fire order. So it'll be a 3 to hit, but he has got light cover because I can only see half the vehicle behind the forest, so it makes it a 4 to hit. And he's missed. Next dice.
Alright, so Pack 40 is going to attempt to fire, but first it must pass the order test. Regular with 2 pins, passing on a 7. It passes.
Cool, down to 1 pin.
Down to 1 pin. We'll be rotating our gun towards the jumbo boy. In half range, we know that. Are we getting light cover?
Yep. 3.
Yeah,
light cover 4, 1 pin 5.
Yeah.
5 to hit.
5 to hit. Missed.
Missed. Next dice. Alright. American dice has gone to the 76 Sherman. Battling Bell has moved up and she's now going to take a shot at the Panzer 4. Looking for a 3 to hit. Hits! Well done. Front armor 9 against penetration 5, puts a 4 to glance.
Is that front armor 9?
Yeah, front armor 9, you're a medium tank.
Yeah, that's right.
Not heavy.
Yeah.
Glancing hit. Glancing hit is immobilized.
Shucks.
Well done. So it means you can't get yourself into point blank, and you'll take 2 pins, 1 for being hit and the additional 1 when you get immobilized.
Cool.
Sweet, next dice.
Alright, so the Panzer IV is gonna give it right back to Bell. Gonna attempt to fire, but first...
Does the Panzer IV have a name?
Not yet. Not yet. It can be Hans.
Hans.
Big Hans.
Big Hans.
And little Hans is in there controlling it.
Yeah, okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Grosser Hans.
Grosser Hans. Yeah, then you can pass an order test. 2 pins, vet 8 to pass. That's not a pass.
They failed. So down order, they can't move backwards as vehicles must when they get a down order from a failed order test because it is immobilized. So it's just down and it stays there.
Rather unfortunate.
Next dice. All right, next dice out the bag is American, and the M3 Scout car is going to try and come on. So I'm going to pass an order test here. It's a veteran, so I'm looking for a 10. Americans have the modern communication rule, so I'm not taking my -1. So here we go, looking for a 10. It's on, sweet, and it's going to execute a vroom vroom movement. It's going to run because it can't quite make it to the road, unfortunately. Right. And it has the engineer squad inside. Next dice.
Alright, Stug firing at the same Sherman. He really doesn't like the way he's looked at him.
4 to hit as it was last time. Nothing's changed.
He will miss.
He missed.
Just like last time.
Rip. That Stug crew needs to change. Next dice. Next dice out is American, and the air observer is just entering the building. Next dice. Next dice out of the bag is American, and the 75 Sherman is going to pop the main cannon into the Hanomag, and will pop the machine gun into the Pack 40. So we'll start off with the main gun because it's a 3 to hit. There's no real modifiers there. So looking for a 3 here. Hits. Penetration +5 against front armor 7. I've glanced.
Yeah, 5 against 7, yeah, glance.
Yeah, glanced. Okay, glancing hit. If I immobilize you again, you're gone because you're already immobilized.
Yeah.
2 minus 1 is just an extra pin. So take 2 pins. And then the machine gun, if I remember correctly, last time it was out of half range. But none of the other negative modifiers I had last time will apply. So it's going to just be forced to hit the Pack 40 with the machine gun, I believe. Unless there's something I'm missing. Get all my dice. Alright, looking for 4s to hit the Pack 40. That's pretty good.
2 hits.
And 5s to kill. 4 to kill because they're regular, +1 for
+1, yeah, that's right.
2 die. And that'll force an order test on them with an extra pin.
Wait, 1 dies.
1 die? Oh, yeah, because a gun shield. 1 dies.
gun shield.
So down to 2, and they take another pin.
Yep.
Alright, gonna attempt an advance order with the Jumbotron. It has 2 pins. So 10 minus 2 plus 1 for command vehicle, 9. If only I'd rolled a double.
Wow.
Ah well.
I feel like we've rolled 3 on an order test 4 times this game already.
Yeah. There we go. Brilliant. Brilliant. I've put it in a very dumb position. Oh, I've got Pack 40s to worry about, but that's next turn. Yeah, I can afford to show my side armor. Alright, so we're going for the point blank range shot. We've got 1 pin, so we're looking for a 3 to hit. Hits.
Oh.
Front armor 11, penetration 5, 6 to glance. Nothing, but you will take a pin.
Next dice.
Okay, the next dice is American, and the Bazooka Team has moved up. Just a quick note, just because of how the model is based versus how the rules say it is. According to the rules, it's 2 separate 25mm bases for each guys. I've based them both on a 40mm. What that means is, in terms of practicality, the Bazooka guy is on the left-hand side of the fence, and the loader is on the right-hand side, but the model physically won't stay on top of the fence. So that's where we're putting it for the helpfulness of line of sight and all that jazz. He's going to fire bazooka into the side armor of the King Tiger, looking for a 3, point blank, +1 for movement.
Ooh, that fence made a heck of a difference.
So here he is, right? Next dice. Next dice out is American, and the beep has driven over here. Oh, by the way, I did forget to mention, we put that little lightning bolt dice there to remind us that the Bazooka Team is like an inch too far than it should be. Anyway, the beep has moved up, and with its machine gun, it's going to open fire at the pack 40. So let's measure that out and then see what happens. So the shots are looking for 5s to hit, movement, and outside half range. 2, 3 hits, well done, and 5s to kill. No deads, but they will take a pin. We're going to take a short break for lunch. We'll see you on the other side. Well, to you it won't be a break. To you it'll just be pausing the video and coming back. But here we go. And we're back from lunch, and the Panther is the first one to move. What's it doing?
So it's moved up to here, used its full 90-degree pivot. It's pointing its main cannon into that squad yet again.
Yep.
But the Hull MG at the Panzer...
the Bazooka Team, yeah. Well, these guys are going to go down.
Yep.
So if I can grab their dice from the bag.
Yep. Predictable.
The Bazooka, of course, can't, unfortunately.
We'll start with the Bazooka Team.
All right. 6 shots.
You're
not in point blank.
Let's just make sure. I'm almost certain we're in half range, but let's make sure.
Yeah, you're definitely not in point.
Yeah.
You're in half?
Yeah.
So 3s moved, 4s, small man team, 5s.
2 hits.
All right, and 5s to kill. The whole US Army is veteran. No kills, but they will take a pin.
Main cannon into those boys.
Yep. So move 3, moved 4, light cover 5, down 7.
Moved, light cover, down. Yep, 7s. No.
Missed. Bro, next dice.
Alright, so the Hanomag is going to attempt to rally while it's on 4 pins. We have to roll an order test on full.
Yep, so you're just rolling on 10.
So, it's a regular, so...
Oh, regular, so you're rolling on 9.
And I will get it, so then...
D6 plus 1.
3 plus 1, 4.
4, so that's all pins gone.
Next dice. German.
German.
So now the King Tiger is going to follow suit, do the exact same thing.
He's rallying.
So, yeah,
how many pins?
It's on 5 pins.
Okay.
So veteran needs 10 to execute the rally. It went in just will.
Yep. And D6 plus 1?
How many pins?
3.
Only 3.
So it'll still be on 2 pins.
Shucks.
Next dice.
That's right.
Last dice is for the guys in the white scout car who, I mean, they can't get out because the scout car did a run order. So that's the end of turn 3.
Yep.
Moving on now to turn 4. Top of turn 4, the Americans have got the first dice. It's gone to the 76mm Sherman, which has driven up to get right in the face of the Panzer IV. So we're looking for a 2 to hit here because I have my gyro stabilizer and I'm certainly in point.
You're in point blank. Oh my golly gosh.
I'm not even commenting, I'm just drawing a new dice from the bag. And it is American, thankfully.
Let's see what happens.
Next dice out is American, advance order on the scout car to here. And it's going to fire its left mounted medium machine gun and its front mounted heavy machine gun at the pack 40 there. So, we're not in half range, so it'll be long range shots. I'll roll for the medium machine gun first, I think. Let's go with that. So 3s moved, 4s outside half is 5s. 2 hits.
Is it a small man team now? That's down to 2?
We'll check that. We need to check that.
Yeah.
Let's check that. Pause the video and we'll check it. Okay, so we've checked the rule book and we can't quite seem to come to a consensus. So what we've decided after reading the artillery rules, The way it's written seems to indicate that you get small man team against small arms because small arms only target the crew, and there's 2 crew members, so that's a small man team. Whereas heavy arms, or I don't know what you'd call them, heavy arms, I'm just going to call them, can target the gun itself, and so that makes 3, and the gun itself can't ever be part of a small man team because it's not an infantry unit. So the way we're playing this is I've got 1 hit from the medium machine gun instead of 2, because it's a small man team against the medium, but the heavy, because it's got a penetration value, can damage the gun itself, and thus when I roll for that, they won't get small man team.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how we're playing it for this game, and how we'll play it in future. If if one of you guys watching this video can tell me where in the rules to go to,
sort that out,
that'd be great. But as for now, we're playing a small man team against the machine gun. So I've hit you, your gun shield's facing the wrong way, so it's a 4 to kill.
4 to kill.
So
and it will. 1.
And so I'll be forcing you to do a squad check, but I'll hit you with the heavy machine gun first.
Yep.
Here it comes in. 3s moved, 4s.
Long range?
Long range 5s.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm hitting with 5s with the heavy.
Oh, dearie me.
And
plus 1 pen as well, so 3s.
3s to kill.
Dead.
So I've killed the...
Back 40 is done.
Regardless of whether you're a small man or a team or not, because I killed you there with the heavy machine gun.
Yep.
Brilliant. That's my turn, and the next dice.
Definitely going to remove that.
Yeah.
So, the King Tiger is going to attempt to do things, but first, auto test with 2 pins, needing an 8 to pass, and it will not. So, never mind.
Goes down. You're not immobilized either, so you've got to make a full reverse order, which is 4.5 inches.
That's true.
Here's the tape measure. I'll pause the video. The next dice has been a German dice, the Stug's Advanced, with its upside down gun. What's it going to do, my friend?
It is going to fire at Jumbo Boy.
Brilliant. Well, not brilliant. Hopefully it misses. 3 moved, 4. Are you in point blank?
Almost certain. Well, let's check with the tape measure.
Good call. Yes, you are. So back down to 3. And you've rolled a 6. Sorry, I stuffed the recording up there by accident, but
it's not cocked either.
It's not cocked, right? So you've rolled a 6. You've hit. Side armor 9, penetration
and 6.
6. Yep. 3 to glance.
3. Of course.
Way, but I do still take a pin. Next dice. Next dice out is American, and the Stewart that was on the objective moved out. I probably should have thought that one through, but I've got another Stewart there to take the objective back. Yeah, he's moved out. He's going to open fire with all weapons at the Hano Mag. I mean, if I hit with the anti-tank gun and kill you, there's no need to fire the hull, but we'll see what happens. So, 3 to hit with the gyro stabilizer. He hits. Penetration is +4, side armor 6. What am I looking for? 2.
2 to glance.
2 to glance.
Oh, right.
But you take a pin.
At least the bad luck went both ways, huh?
Yeah, that's frustrating. Next dice. No point firing the machine guns. I've already put a pin on you, so...
That's all you can do with the machine
Yeah.
guns. Oh, wait, side armor 6.
Ooh, side armor
You can
6.
glance.
I can glance. So the next dice is yours, because I've already pulled it, but I'll...
Lovely.
If you're happy with me to roll those glancing
go
hits.
ahead.
Alright, so 3 moved, 4... I'm almost certainly within half range, if you wouldn't mind. I'm just holding the camera if you wouldn't mind measuring.
18?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
I can imagine.
So 3 moved, 4s. So 3 hits.
Yep. Glancing on a 6.
Glancing on a 6.
No glance.
No. You don't take an additional pin because it's all fire from the same unit. And the next dice was yours. So there you are.
Alright, so the Panzer IV making the tough decision of who to fire at. He's decided to finish his tank battle with the Sherman. I need to pass an order test. I've got 2 pins.
Yep.
Let's get that done with.
You've passed. You were close to getting the snake eyes. So you're down to 1 pin. I'll grab that for you. So it'll be a 3 to hit the Sherman. 2 for point blank, +1 for your pin.
Yep. Hits.
Hits. Penetration is 6. Front armor 9.
Glance at
3 to
3.
glance. Glancing hits.
Come on, give me a fire and a big boom boom later. I'll immobilize him.
Immobilized! Oh, nuts!
Right back at you, bud.
To the German commander, nuts. Sincerely, the American commander. All right. So these guys are jumping out of the half track with the next dice, which is American. I'm just going to check our Tiger Fear. We realised off camera that we were supposed to check Tiger Fear to shoot the Pack 40. We did a roll for it and it passed.
Yeah, passed with flying colours.
Yeah, so we're just going to check Tiger Fear again here because the Panzer 4H gives Tiger Fear. I think that...
Possibly got
Yeah,
it is.
okay.
So 2 plus...
can I fail? Yes, I can on a 6 because Tiger Fear gives me a negative. Yep. So I need to roll a 5 or less. Yeah,
Cool.
Brilliant. Cool. So they've just done an advance order and they're coming out here using Tiger Fear's rule, which is broken and needs to be fixed. I know that next turn I'll be in surprise charge range of that Panzer 4H, which is immobilized. So dumb that I can check that, but that's how the rules work. Next dice.
Right, so my Panther is he's going to go off course from his original idea. Get right up close and personal.
1 inch away. Make sure you're 1 inch away. Yeah, that's right. Move back those, 3 millimeters? Yeah, I'd say you still got line of sight.
Yep. Advance.
So propping a shot into, I assume,
I'm just going to
the jumbo.
just get on that. Do a little pivot so I can touch that to get cover when that comes. But yeah, main cannon into the jumbo, hull MG into the Panzer Strike. Bazooka Team.
Bazooka Team, yeah. Alright. So,
Hull MG as always.
3 to hit the jump.
I'm gonna start with the Bazooka.
I'm going to start with them. 2 3s. 4s. Small man team.
Yep.
Woohoo! 4s to hit the Zook.
That's a whole lot of 1s and 2s
And
a
no
3.
4s.
And it's none of them's. Oh my goodness.
Brilliant.
Today's not the day for German hull MGs.
No. But 3 moved for point blank. Are you in point blank for the jump?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, so 3s to hit. Or 3 instead of 3s. Hits. Front armor 10, penetration 6. You need
7. Super heavy.
Oh, super heavy. Penetration 7.
So glance on a 3.
Yep.
I love
Glanced
glancing, don't I?
Yep.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Definitely cocked, I'm almost certain.
We've been surprised at that part of the table, but
Yeah. I'm going to say, I'm glad I'm not immobilized. Please don't immobilize me again. Ah, he's immobilized. All right, next dice. Whoops, he's not immobilized. We got that wrong. It's just
Yeah.
extra pins.
I shouldn't have corrected you, but
You shouldn't have, but that puts me now onto 4 pins. Onto the Jumbotron. Next dice. Let's go, Zuka. Let's go. Fire order onto the Panther. Point blank range. How many pins have I got here? What's that say? 1, I think.
yeah,
Just 1. So I got to pass an order test. I
somehow I didn't hit you with my hull MG. That's right in your face.
passed my order test.
And that's the 5th 3 roll from an order test this whole game.
2 to hit. Hits. Penetration 5. Front armor 10. 5 to glance. Hey, penetration! Penetration! Let's kill the Panther.
You're just
Immobilized!
Oh my goodness.
Immobilized. And apologies to anyone watching this video with headphones. I just killed your head. Sorry. But immobilized Panther with 2 pins. Next dice. Alright, the next dice out is American. And seeing as so far nothing's been able to kill anything, with it being turn 4, I think this Stewart is good to stay put and shoot the Hanomag again. He'll be looking for a 3 to hit again. He missed. Next dice.
Goodness.
We just, this is the most unlikely tank battle in history. It's a German dice.
That'd be my only dice left, isn't it?
Yeah, what's it for? The Hanomag, yeah, what's he going to do?
Decisions.
I mean, there's not much. He can effectively only target these 2. Maybe that, depending on his arc. I'm almost certain
Because I
that's
know the
Stewart's out
arc
of
from here, right?
Yeah, yeah.
From the bridge, not from the front.
Yeah,
I think from the bridge, I've got more things in my line of sight.
I don't.
But
Yeah, I don't think
we'll have
the
to check.
Stewart. Yeah, we'd have
We'll
to check.
declare, then check.
Yeah, well, pick a target. You've got a target-rich environment in front of you. I mean, if I was you, the obvious choice would be the Stewart that's shooting you, because he's definitely in your arc.
Yeah, he's got...
But that being said, he's getting heavy cover.
That's the only problem.
And then you've got light cover on this. You got light cover on that. No cover on that. Light cover on that.
Yeah.
But then the question is that Stewart over there in your arc?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna try for the Sherman because that's probably
Yep.
the biggest threat to everything else, and if I can at least put pins on it.
Yeah, well, that one's definitely in your arc, so just see if you can...
Got one pin. So
Yep.
I just need an 8.
9, because you're a command vehicle.
Oh yeah, command vehicle, of course.
Yeah, you give yourself your bonus, which you've passed. So 3 to hit, unless there's any modifiers. 4 to hit because of light cover, unless there's any modifiers I'm missing.
Let's just double check half range.
Well, I mean, he was in half range of you, and he's
That
further
is
back.
Very true.
Yeah. So 4 to hit, light cover. That's the only modifier.
Nope.
Roll a 1. That was your last dice, was it?
Yep.
So the rest are all Americans. No, there's one of yours in here.
Oh.
All right, I'll put it all back in and we'll...
Did we take the pack 41 out?
Oh, I didn't take a dice out for the pack 40 when I killed
that's the
it.
one.
That's my pack 40 dice. So the rest are mine.
Yeah.
All right.
Knew something was a bit how's it going.
Well, let's see what I do. All right, so American dice are coming out. Sherman into... The Hanomag's going to be nice and easy to kill, but also I want to kill the Stug. So let's target the Stug. 3 to hit. Hits.
Oh.
Pen 5, front armor 9, means a 4 to glance.
4 to glance.
Penetration.
Oh, he loves the 6.
Destroyed.
And
So
finally!
that's our first armored vehicle
A
knocked
cannon
out.
freaking destroys another
Brilliant.
tank.
So I'll take that.
We'll
put
get a
smoke
marker.
on that after we finish recording. This guy's just going to pump some shots from his machine gun into the Hanomag. Put some, just put a pin on it. That's all he can do because he's shooting the front armor. So we're just looking for 3s to hit. There you go. You got a pin on the Hanomag. Just going to waste the down order on these guys who are on the objective. No need. Oh, I'll rally them. They have some pins. Let's rally. Why not? They're vets. We've passed. We lose 3 pins. How many pins do they have? They have 4. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Still 1 pin.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Next dice is then the Jumbotron, I believe. He doesn't have a dice, does he? So the Jumbotron is... How many pins does he have? Do I want to rally him or shoot? I want to rally because he's got 4. So looking for 10 to pass. Fail.
11. Fail. He's got to go backwards,
down,
right?
And he's got to drive as far backwards as he can.
He's going to
But
hit
he's
his mate,
already
isn't he?
He's already in contact with the terrain piece.
But can't he run that thing over?
No.
Okay.
Not from... Well, I don't know. That's a good question.
You can normally just drive over it.
Well, if you've got a Cullen hedgerow cutter, sure. We'll come back to that. What he's doing.
Yeah.
The last one is the American special rule is air observers can fire twice. Beep, boop, beep. Fire order on the air observer. His target is the Panther. Yeah, I'll put this as a... Well, I mean, we're going to go straight into the Airstrike. I've got one more dice in my hand. What is it for? Oh, I didn't put a dice down on the beep when the beep fired. That's what it's for.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go through the Airstrike. So, first up, I'm rolling to see if the Airstrike comes in. 4 is...
I believe it does.
It comes in. This was in the headquarters section, wasn't it?
Yeah, 4, 5, 6 I think comes in.
4, 5, 6, in comes the aircraft. Now I roll to see what type of plane. 6, a ground attacker. The target takes... Oh, we've got to do the whole aircraft thing. So I'm going to place it... So if I come from this direction, I'm going to target my own guys. So I'm going to come from that direction, which is unfortunate in the fact that I'm not going to hit anything else. But I also don't want to target my own guys. Maybe, actually, there's probably some way I can set up my 18 inches that way to hit the King Tiger as well, to give him pins.
Just to come in 18 inches from a table edge, is it?
No, 18 inches from the target.
From the target, okay.
Yeah. Oh, and it's any units within 6 inches of the target anyway, so I'm going to be putting pins on my own Bazooka Team anyway. So, well, yeah. Say he comes from here or whatever, comes in. So I first need to check to make sure I don't shoot down my own plane. with this guy. Oh, thankfully he's veteran, so a 10 means he doesn't open fire on his own plane.
Four.
So D3 pins -1 on the Tiger. Nothing. D3 pins -1 on the Bazooka Team. 1.
1 pin.
Oh, yes, 1.
Yep.
And D3 pins -1 on the Panther. 3. Woo! So 2 pins on the Panther, 1 on the Zook.
Let's get the 2 pins on the Panther, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
Cool.
on now.
Yeah, because we have a lot of things to remember for this turn.
2 on the Panther.
Yep.
And so 4-inch template. So I place it how I want. So I'm obviously going to place it in a way it's going to be in the back corner of the Panther because I'm not dumb and wanting to hit my own guys. +4 penetration to the top armor. Your top armor is 8.
That is true.
So +4 means 4 to glance. Does not glance. But
Additional pin, possibly?
yeah, just 1 additional pin, I think. Unless... Oh, you take D3 additional pins. Alright, so D3 more pins. Another 3.
Jeez Louise. So
No
5
damage.
pins now,
That's
all
okay.
up on the Panther.
That's the end of the turn and the start of turn 5.
Yeah, we got to figure out what's the deal with that.
Oh, yes.
I think it's
we'll
possible
pause
backward
the camera
retreat.
and figure
Yeah.
it out.
Yep, so on the rule check, he does go through the fence. He'll move back 3 inches because of the slow rule. And yeah, he cops it down on him.
Yep, and destroy 2 sections of fence.
That poor fence.
Alright.
Going into turn 5.
First dice. Oh, we haven't put dice
We have
back in
to
the
put
bag.
all the dice back in the bag.
Sweet. Let's do that. Top of turn 5. And the first dice out of the bag has actually gone to the Germans. And the Panzer IV here is going to try a game-winning move. Well, game drawing, perhaps.
Joachim's forces are getting desperate now, considering they only have 1 tank that isn't
Yeah.
vehicle that
We
isn't
got immobilized, dead, immobilized, and then the King Tiger.
Yeah, King Tiger's still here.
Yeah.
So yeah, Panzer IV gonna fire an HE shell directly into them.
Yep.
The hull MG is unable to see them, so that can't do anything.
Yeah. Point blank range, you're looking for a 2 to hit.
But must pass an auto test first.
That's true.
Looking for a 9 to pass. And I will.
Yep.
Alright,
2 to hit.
2 to hit.
We're not going down.
Hits.
You've hit.
Let's get that.
I think that template's hitting everyone. 2-inch. Might be lucky to not hit everyone. I think you can get about 6 in. Maybe 7 if you're lucky.
6 for sure. 7 is just out of reach.
Yeah, so 6. 6 looking for penetration is +2 against 5. You're looking for 3 skill.
Going on 3s. Oh dear, you love to see the 1s, don't you?
Yeah. 4 dead, so that'll force an order test with D... What am I looking at? D something pins? D3?
D3 pins.
So 3 pins, order test, we're a 9, -3. We failed, so you've broken that squad. Well done. Next dice. Alright, next dice out has gone to the Americans, and the Stewart is going to pivot and move to there. And then pop a shot into the Panzer IV. Point blank range, gyro stabilizer, looking for a 2 to hit.
Yep.
Hits. Penetration +4, front armor 9 means I'm looking for a 5 to glance. No,
Oh.
but the Panzer IV will take a pin.
Next dice.
Next dice is American again, and the 76mm Sherman is going to launch a shot directly into the Panzer IV. So looking for a 2 to hit with point blank. Oh, I'm going to pass an order test. I have 2 pins actually. So I'm looking for an 8.
Nope.
Which I failed. I can't go back.
Can't move, it's immobilized.
Yep. Next dice. Alright, the next dice was for the Stewart. I'll remove the roof so you can see him a lot easier. He's just there. He's just done a weird reverse order. He's got to get onto this objective at the end of the next turn. So
Yep. Next dice.
next dice. Alright, next dice is American, and the 75mm Sherman's going to rock the socks off of the Nomad. Looking for a 3 to hit. Hits! Penetration 5, front armor 7. Anything but a 2. mean, anything but a 1. Penetration, and it's 3 higher, so it's a double.
Double pen.
Yep.
So roll 2.
Roll 2, 1 at a time. If I immobilize you, you're dead anyway.
Boom.
Alright, it's another victory for the Yanks.
Another order dice for you.
Next dice.
Alright, so the King Tiger is going to attempt to fire. It has 2 pins. Let's see if it'll pass its order test this time.
Looking for an 8?
An 8. Once again, it will fail.
No, that's an 8. Oh no, it's 9.
6 plus 3 is 9,
yeah,
my
I'm dumb.
friend.
I'm very dumb.
I wish I was also bad at math, so we both think that was bad.
Yeah.
Ain't good. Shoot.
This
4.5
King Tiger's
inches.
been spooked by the double air attacks.
Just
He's
backing
just
up.
on the retreat. I
Backing up.
think that means I win.
Almost certainly now.
Because I think that was your last opportunity to win.
I-
Sorry, your last opportunity to force a draw.
Yeah.
We'll keep playing.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Cause
Alright, next dice is American. It's going to the Zook. The Zook has 1 pin. Veteran means we're looking for 9 to be able to do something. That 4 may be cocked.
but it's fine regardless.
Oh, yeah, it's fine regardless. Brilliant. So we're just going to move. We've got 5 inches of movement because we talked about before they're actually there.
Yeah.
But 5 inches is enough to put me there on the side of the Panther.
Oh, minus another 1 for going over that fence.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're in the same situation before where the Zook is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the size of the basing as opposed to what the rules actually say they're based with.
Close enough.
Yep, advance order. Point blank. Looking for a 3. Hits.
Side armor.
8. Plus 5 means I'm looking for a 3 to glance. I've bounced, but you'll take another pin. Next dice. It's me. I'm going to fire with the jumbo. I mean, actually, I can advance and fire, so I can get right. Oh, I've got to pass an order test. Order test. That's a D3. Don't want to roll a D3. Which I've passed. Right. So, up to there. It's less than 6 inches. I got 1 pin.
3 pins.
3 pins. Holy moly.
Wait, what did you roll on that order test?
4, I think.
Yeah.
I'll pause the video. I'll go back and watch.
Definitely.
I'll see what I rolled. Cool. So we went back and watched and saw that I rolled a 4.
Yeah.
So,
Selected?
what, 3 pins now?
Yeah, 3.
So minus 3 on my point blank shot puts me on 5. 5 to hit the Panther from the front because of my gyro stabilizer.
No,
Hits! Woohoo! Front armor 10, penetration 5, 5 to glance. Nothing, but take another pin, my friend. And that's what I'm all about. That Panther has 7 pins at this point in time. Next dice
Predictably
is American. Right.
Oh, sorry, mate.
Now, what have we actually got we can do anything with? I don't think I can put more pins on you.
3.
Yeah. And I can't move that transport over there because then it'll be further away at the end of the turn. It's got nothing it can shoot at, and I want to keep it closer to my Sherman so I don't lose it. These infantry can't do anything. And the beep has nothing it can target, but what I'm going to do is just...
Artillery observer.
Yeah.
Air Force observer.
So I'm just going to move the beep to there, and then everything else of mine is a down order, which will either be reactionary or when you go to shoot at me, or there we go, there's my dice. So that'll be the one that wouldn't have been reactionary on the scout car over there. So you can just do the rest of your dice because everything else of mine is down.
Yep. And then down. Cool.
So what have you got? Is it just the Panther?
Yep. So rally.
The rally order on the Panther, all right. 7 pins, so hopefully you're not going to lose all of them.
Well, we'll see. I can lose all of them.
You could, hypothetically. You'd have to get a perfect roll, yeah. So 10 to pass?
Yep, we fill them?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. He'll pass.
Passes, and D6 plus 1. Roll a 1, please.
Oh, he sure did.
He sure did. Woohoo! You lose
That-
2 pins, you're down to 5.
That's effectively giving me the L, I think.
Yeah, I think that's... I think you can still push for the draw. Let's...
It's very unlikely.
Well, here's the thing, right? Currently, the score is 1-0 my way. There's a contested objective, possibly, depending on how close the Panther is. There's one captured objective. There's an objective over here, which I don't actually know if my Stewart can get on, because he has to reverse to it because of the way he's set up. And then over here, I need to kill that Panzer IV before I can put something on that objective. Because if I put the scout car on the objective, at the end of the turn, he's closer to the Panzer IV and thus destroyed. And the Stewart's path to the Panzer IV, to the objective, he's too far away for an advance. He has to run, but he can't run because the Sherman is in the way.
Has to pivot.
Yeah. So, you can still push for the draw here. Let's go into turn 6. Top of turn 6. The first dice out is the Zook. And the Zook is going to hit the King, not the King Tiger, the Panther. Point blank range. We're looking for a 2 to hit.
Wow.
The next dice is American. The next dice out is American. It's going to the Stewart, who's done a pivot, driven through the forest, coming up behind the Panther, and he's looking for a 2 to hit him in the rear armour here. Which he's done. +4 pen, your rear armour is
7.
7. So I'm looking for a 3 to glance. It's penetration. And that's destroyed, which means I do win the game.
Yep, now you've won the game for sure.
Now, I mean, unless somehow this white scout car stuffs up majestically, the game's mine. So,
yep.
Well played, my friend.
Joachim has been stopped.
He has. And don't worry, COVID rules in our state and territory allow us to handshake. We're all good. Yeah. So, quick overview of the map, where everything was. Yeah, I'm surprised at how little tanks die.
That was a game that should have been more violent than it was.
Yeah. And just like in real life, Joachim's drive to the sea has been cut short by an American armoured counteroffensive and by Joachim himself just running out of steam. Yeah. I'm curious as to if my Stewart could have made this objective. He would have had to pivot, and yeah, he would have made the objective. Was your Panther on the objective contesting it is the next question. The answer to which is yes. Yes, he was. So you were contesting that objective. Unfortunately, though, with the death of the Panzer IV, that means that the Germans are unable to stop the Americans from capturing 3 objectives. So even if the Germans do capture that final one, they cannot force a draw. So well done to the Stewart. What's its nickname? I think it's called Eternity, I believe. Should have a nickname on the side of the vehicle somewhere. Oh,
Can't see through the camera. Yeah, Eternity.
Yeah, Eternity. Named after the evangelist here in Sydney who used to write Eternity on it. I can't remember his name for the life of me now. But I painted that Stewart on the day that he died, so I named it after him. Yeah. Alright, well played. We'll probably see about the next game on the channel. It will either be a follow-up campaign to this, Patton's Drive to the West, or it'll be Hungarians versus Soviets, or maybe even, seeing as I've had my British Expeditionary Force painted by a lovely commissioner named Lost Patrol Miniatures, we may see the British Expeditionary Force face off against Blitzkrieg Germans. But thank you for watching.